Welcome back to another Out of the Woods adventure. This is part 2 of our California Overland series. In part 1, we got to enjoy the Santa Cruz area and Big Sur. We got up early in the morning and now we're heading back to Santa Cruz first so I can stuff my face with some really good pastries before hitting the road to head off to Yosemite. It took us a handful of hours to get from the coast over to Mariposa, which was our last stop to get some gas before heading off into the mountains to find camp tonight. Somehow, Kira got the front seat away from Angel, and I took advantage of that with a little dance time. So we finally found some dirt, and it's very washboardy. So we're gonna air down. Crap, there goes all my stuff. I don't have locks on any of my fridge or these two lower drawers, and so unfortunately, whenever I'm on a hill upside, everything comes sliding back. I need to fix that. Mike's showing off with his quick valves. He'll have his air down in like a minute. Meanwhile, mine's a little bit slower. Still good, but definitely slower. Finally aired down, now it's time to find camp. The first few miles of road were pretty smooth, but then we came around a corner to find a very long, muddy stretch. Since I'm pulling a trailer, I was a little nervous about the mud, so I let Mike go first just in case I needed some assistance with him pulling me out.
Goodness! Oh my goodness.
That was amazing! That looked awesome. Now it's my turn.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We are so muddy. Do not roll your window down.
That was fun. I love that. That was fantastic. Unfortunately, our water tank on this didn't do too well. The bracket just sheared off, which is super weird that would do that. So I'll have to strap that down to the roof. But besides that, trailer's covered in mud. That's fantastic. Jeep is covered in mud. And somehow Mike's is like barely dirty. Let's see. Mike's Jeep, my Jeep, Mike's Jeep. That's hilarious. Come to find out later, talking with the owners of Oregon Trailer, the brackets for the water tank actually came from Waterport themselves, and this is actually the second set of brackets that they've installed from Waterport that still just don't work and don't hold up that much weight. But all that to say, that's a Waterport thing, not an Oregon Trailer thing. This trailer held up awesome, and it performed exactly as I expected it to in a situation like that. We made it a few more miles up the trail, and we're getting really close to our camp. I'm gonna see if it's actually locked. It probably is. Or so I thought. Sometimes these gates aren't actually locked and just closed, so I had to check, but unfortunately it was locked. So unfortunately, the spot that I found, the road was open up until the last like 100 yards. And then there's a closed gate. Don't really know why the gate was closed. There's no snow out here. It didn't show an Onyx that section was closed, so I'll have to figure out how to update at least that portion so other people don't come all the way out here for that. We saw a turnoff up higher on the hill before we drove down into here, so we're gonna go up there and hopefully find camp up there. My previous statement about snow was wrong. Apparently it had snowed here. I knew there had been some weather a few days ago, but didn't realize it had been snow up at this altitude.
Ew, snow, get away.
Honestly, I agree with you, Kira. After not too long, we did find that other road that I had seen earlier, which turned out to be a really good camp spot. So we found camp. This wasn't the spot that I had pinned. The spot that I had pinned was way back kind of down there on a lower ridge. But this one actually turned out pretty good. We have some pretty good views, including some snowy peaks back over there. Not really sure what mountains they are, but yeah, it's a good spot. It's cold. It's already in the upper 30s, which means it's going to be a chilly night. But I'm so excited to go to Yosemite tomorrow. Can't wait. Love that place. Gotta rinse off a little bit of mud so that we don't traipse it into the trailer, because the step is covered. That's not a lot of pressure.
No.
In hindsight, I probably should have just plugged in my hose from my compressor to the tank, and I would have gotten way better pressure. But that's what makes for a better video, right? Watching me struggle. Fortunately, all I really have to do is rinse off the step, just so as you crawl in, you're not bringing in all that mud. So it took me about 10 minutes, wasn't too bad. Got it clean enough so that the girls wouldn't get dirty coming in and out. I've done a lot of camping on the east side of the Sierras in California, but I have done almost zero camping on the west side of the Sierras. So this was a really cool experience, being able to explore a completely new place to me and take in some views I have just never seen before. I actually did grow up in the area, probably an hour or so from where we camped, but that was when I was a kid, so I still don't remember much of this, but it does kind of have that familiar vibe. And after taking in some of these views, it's time to set up camp before it gets dark. And the first thing to set up is our Dometic tent. If you're new to this channel, I absolutely love this tent. It pops up or deploys by air pressure alone. No aluminum, it's incredibly fast, and it's by far one of my favorite rooftop tents that I've ever owned.
You're committed to that rock, Jack? You got this. This is helping.
Yeah, I am awesome.
Ooh, look at that, guys.
This one's very dry.
Do we have a full circle? Almost.
A little gap.
This one's really dry.
I called it that one.
So I failed Boy Scouts. I did not get the fire going. Tried so hard, but the wood, it snowed here like a few days ago. So everything is just super wet. We don't have great kindling. So we tried for a while, but unfortunately I got all smoked out for no reason. Hey, we have fire. Might have cheated to get it, but we got it. And now time for a happy dance.
I need bleach for your eyeballs. Yeah.
It's called Ride the Bike.
Extra cringy. Oh, here we go.
No, the dad.
After we were basically booed off stage, Mike decided to make some steak for dinner, and there were no complaints. Look who joined the fire.
I know the fire out here. Because you didn't leave the car.
Dinner looked amazing. Steak and potatoes, I'll have that every single night, especially at camp. Doesn't get any better than that. Except for maybe some steak tacos.
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Yeah!
Woo! 2025!
After a fun night taking in the new year, we had a good night's sleep, and then we were up bright, or actually not really bright, dark and early, because we wanted to get into Yosemite for sunrise. We also left early because I wasn't exactly sure about the route out. There was one route that would only take us 40 minutes or so to get into the park, Unfortunately, it was gated and locked, so that wasn't an option. So we had to backtrack, which ended up taking about an hour and a half to get all the way from here to the park. So we left extra early, knowing that could be a possibility. Now the fun part about pulling a trailer, trying to get my Jeep and trailer turned around in a very narrow spot. I mean, this is just barely wider than a one-lane road. And with a trailer, that's tough. Fortunately with this trailer, because it is so short and nimble, and the Jeep also being somewhat short with a good turning radius, I made pretty quick work of it. I'm definitely glad in this scenario that I had the trailer behind me and not Mike with the Gladiator, because that would have been quite a bit more difficult with the Gladiator just with this longer wheelbase. But fortunately, he had no problem. We were back on the road, and in no time, coming into Yosemite National Park. It might be because I grew up in the area, but Yosemite is a very special place for me, and Mike and Kelly and the kids have never been here, so I'm super excited to show them Yosemite today and show them where we're going for sunrise, which I'm just hoping is going to be beautiful, and I'm not hoping, I know it will be.
Time for some coffee.
Because we left so early from camp, we didn't have a chance to make coffee, get anything for breakfast, so since we had some time to kill now before sunrise, I decided to pull out the stuff, use the back of the trailer, and make some coffee. And just as it's about done, it's starting to get light out and you can start to see the valley, and it's just beautiful. Good morning. Not a bad way to start the new year. Happy New Year, by the way. Been to be in Yosemite, one of my favorite places. Just in time for sunrise.
Take a look at where you've been and how you've come so far. No matter where you find yourself, you're always where you are. Go anywhere you go, do anything you do, I'll be with you. Take a moment, take an hour, take another year. Start again or keep going, I'll always be right here. Feel anything you feel, hear anything you hear, you'll never disappear. When it feels like you're walking back, when you're out of luck and off the path, broken and far from home, just remember that you're not alone. Trying not to dig too deep, afraid of what you'll find. Give yourself the grace you show me all the time. 'Cause when you love yourself, you can give that love to someone else. Mornings come and seasons go, and life can
Yosemite
get
Falls,
so
dude.
hard. It's easy to forget the things that make you who you are. I hope that when you look at you, you see yourself the way that I do.
I'm not a dog.
When it feels like you're walking back, when you're out of luck and off the path, broken and far from home.
So now we are heading over to get some breakfast. I love this place. It's so pretty.
Just remember that you're not alone. In the face of another storm, when you're feeling like you're on your own, in that moment you can't control, just remember that you're not alone. Remember that you're not alone.
Guys, look at the rainbow.
Alright, someone falls. I'm getting them on video.
Somebody fall.
Please, someone fall.
Please.
That makes for much better YouTube. Are you gonna fall? Are you gonna fall?
Is it gonna be you?
Oh, you made it.
Darn it.
Jack, you gonna fall?
No.
Oh, you made it too. You might be wondering why we walked so far to get breakfast, thinking there has to be a closer parking lot. But then we would have missed that beautiful walk, and I just couldn't take that. And it was honestly nice to stretch the legs, get all the kids moving a little bit, just in time for breakfast. After breakfast, Mike and Kelly took all the kids back to their truck as they were prepping to get ready to head home, actually. So Angela and I decided that we wanted to walk over to the bottom of Yosemite Falls. If there's only one little walk or hike you do while you're in the park, make it Yosemite Falls. It's a quick 5-minute walk from the road to the base, and it's absolutely beautiful. If you want to hike to the top of the falls, which I highly recommend, I have another video that I'll share a link for to do that. If you've never smelled a ponderosa pine, it's quite amazing. They actually give off like a vanilla-y sweet smell. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. Don't worry, I'm not just some weirdo out there smelling trees. They really do smell really good. As fast as you can. Faster, 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 faster. That's not faster. You lose.
It's hard to run the pool. That's what it says.
We said goodbye to Mike and Kelly and the family, and then we decided to drive around the park a couple more times just to take in the beauty, because it's just amazing. And I want to take a moment to thank Clear Lids for sponsoring this video. That clear lid above us is one of the best things that I've ever got from my Jeep. Driving in places like Yosemite with the towering mountains and the trees and having a clear top is just a perfect combination to make the whole experience even better. I can't recommend these enough. If you're interested in learning more, check out the link that's in the description. Our original plan for the day here in Yosemite was to actually spend the entire day here and take in a couple more hikes. But if you remember watching from our first video of this California trip, I was getting over a nasty little bug I got at Christmas. Well, unfortunately, that little bug hit Angel, and as this day has progressed, she's just gotten worse. So we decided to leave early, head back into Fresno and get a hotel so that hopefully tomorrow she can recoup while Asher and I head to Sequoia National Park. Also, do I have any other immature adults that like to do this? Give me any tunnel and I will always do this. Besides not having time for coffee and breakfast this morning, we also didn't have a chance to air up. So before we head to Fresno, I'm taking care of that now. So, need to air up my tires, but because of the mud yesterday, I can't even get to my truck. It's like buried. Oh my goodness. I have to dig all that out somehow. That's a down point for Mopar wheels. That's horrible. I got these beadlock wheels from Mopar back last summer, and for the most part I've really enjoyed them, but their placement and their angle of the valve stem is a horrible design, and this just adds to the frustrations I've already had with this wheel and the valve stem placement. But I finally got them all clean, got all the hoses hooked up, and now I can finally air up so we can head out of here. Thank you so much for joining us on this part 2 of our California adventure. If you don't already, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and be on the lookout for part 3 when my son and I go to Sequoia National Park. It's going to be a lot of fun as we take in some hiking, some amazing driving scenes. It's going to be a really good day. You're not going to want to miss it. So we'll see you then.